Hello there, Web here, and today I'm going to be introducing you to a new series that I'm going to be starting on my channel. And this video is just going to be an overview of what you can expect from this series, and also I'm going to need you to suggest some stuff for the first episode of it. So I'm just going to introduce the series now. It's going to be called Minecraft Mob Arena, and the idea is I'm going to be taking on any number of a specific mob, and you guys can pick whatever mob you want from whatever mod, and I'm going to try and take them on. So for example, you could pick a mob from the mutant creatures mod, like I don't know, 5 mutant zombies, and then tell me to fight them, and I'm going to try and kill them. And to make it a little bit more interesting, I'm also going to be using loads of custom weapon mods. So at the moment I've got the Balcon's weapons mod, and I've got a blunderbuss and a musket, and I'll just give you an example of this now. So I'm just going to load up this blunderbuss and fire it. And whoa, look at that, look at that, knockback, that was amazing. But yeah, so I'm going to be using loads of custom weapon mods, and the way this is going to work is at the end of each video, I'm going to show you what weapons I'm going to be using for the next video, and then you're going to have to suggest in the comments what mob you want me to try and kill with those weapons. And as I said, it could be any amount of that mob, so you could tell me to fight, I don't know, 10 boring skeletons or something. No, don't do that. Pick something interesting like 10 Nagas, but nothing too extreme that you think I'm not going to be able to do, because I want to be able to actually kill them, although I'm not sure I'm going to be able to kill all the stuff you suggest. But I think this is a really cool idea for a series, and it's going to give me loads of time to improve on my combat skills, because I am terrible at PvP and anything to do with killing mobs, so it's going to be good practice, and it's going to be a lot of fun as well. So yeah, that's pretty much the idea for the series, and I hope you enjoy it. Now this is the arena I'm going to be using for this series. It is built by me, custom. I'm using Biomes Aplenty for some of these blocks, like we've got the Skystone Cobble here, and some special wood blocks, because it just looks cool. And I'm also using the mud brick half slabs for the ground. And this world is specially designed so that no mobs will actually spawn at all. All of these are half slabs, of course, so no mobs will spawn on half slabs, and that means the only mobs I'm going to be fighting in this arena are the mobs you suggested, so we're not going to have to deal with any problems from other mobs coming in and trying to kill me as well, which is brilliant, and that's why I've got loads of random torches everywhere to try and stop mob spawns, because I have actually got some blocks that aren't half slabs like these here, so mobs will spawn on these, which is why I've got torches here. So that pretty much sums it up. And now I'm just going to jump up and show you the weapons I'm going to be using for the first episode. And then what I want you to do in the comments is suggest what mobs you want me to try and fight for the first episode. So for the first episode, I've decided I'm going to be using the following items. So I'm going to be having full iron armor. I've decided against using diamond because diamond's quite overpowered, so I'm going to be using iron for now. It offers decent protection, and it should be fun to try and take on mobs with this armor. I'm also going to be using a diamond warhammer, and this gives the same amount of damage as a diamond sword would, but it also has a special ability, which I'll show you now. And to use that, you just right click and hold it down, and then you do like a damage aurora around you, which will do damage to all the mobs that are actually standing around you, so very useful if I'm going to be taking on loads of the same kind of mob. I've also got a diamond knife which you can throw just by right clicking, and like that it does that awesome spinning animation. Then I can go up to it to actually collect it, so I'm going to have to use this sparingly and make sure I'm going to be able to pick it up after I've thrown it, but it does 6 damage, so very good for a little bit of a ranged shot there. I've also got a blunderbuss, which has quite a long reload time, but it's going to be useful for ranged shots again, and it also does splash damage, so when it comes into contact with a group of mobs, it's going to do damage to loads of mobs surrounding where the ammo actually lands. So again, very good for loads of packs of mobs. I'm also going to be using a blowgun along with 8 poisonous darts. Now this is going to be good if I've got loads of mobs which I want to do damage to over a long period of time, so when I'm fighting them they're going to be getting weaker and weaker, and this has quite a long reload time, but I've only got 8 arrows, so I've got to be using these sparingly. And last but not least, we've got the diamond spear. Now this one has a shorter range, but it's easier to collect because it's got a shorter range, of course, and you can arc it to make it go further, like so. But it's going to be very useful if I'm in close combat situations and I want to just, do that and throw the spear at them. And you can also use it as a left click weapon, and it does 6 damage, like so. But last but not least, I better talk about the other items I've got. I've got 2 splash potions of instant health too, just in case I need them and I'm getting really low on health. And I've also got some chicken, because you need chicken. If I'm going to be losing hunger, I'm going to need some food to refuel me and get my saturation back up. So yeah, that's what weapons and items I'm going to be using for the first episode. So now what I want you to do in the comments is suggest what mobs you want me to take on. Now you've got to think about, I've got loads of ranged weapons here, and also they're very toned towards packs of mobs. So maybe you want to pick loads of the same mob which aren't too powerful, but are very good at range or something like that. I don't know, you can pick whatever you want really. I'm just going to go through the comments and pick something that looks awesome. Also, feel free to suggest weapon loadouts and weapon mods that I could use, because I might actually take your suggestions and use them in a different video. So yeah, thank you for watching, hope you're going to enjoy this series, and yeah, I'll see you in the first episode.